Hello guys and welcome back, I'm Cyril and this is Lord of the Rings War in the North. Sorry about my English guys, once again. I hope you had fun with the video so far and I hope you enjoyed this gameplay series. I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, so I couldn't just pass the opportunity to play this game. I really hope you enjoy. Now there's going to be a trailer. I want you to see it because it's real well done. Then I'm going to talk a bit. Not much, because this game has a lot of dialogue, so I can't just talk whenever I want, so enjoy!
An ancient evil has arisen from the shadows. Sauron gathers power. His malice inflames those who follow him. To the north, he sends Agandaur, cruel master of dark sorceries, to crush all who would dare to oppose him. Against this rising shadow stand those who do not seek glory, who do not seek power. Those who fight to stem the onslaught. To protect their people, their lands, and all of Middle-earth. Three bright flames of courage to challenge the darkness.
So, pretty cool trailer, I hope you enjoyed. Lord of the Rings released for some time, I don't remember exactly, I have this game for several months now. Developed by Snowblind Studios. It's an RPG, although it's an RPG very limited. I'm going with Eridan this time. I actually played this game once, and this game is a game that if you want to pass all the levels and get all achievements, you need to pass the game several times. So there's going to be a dialogue here. I will explain later some other things that I might be missing. So let's just hear.
Of the Great War of the Ring, many songs have been sung and many tales told. The names of heroes like Gandalf the Grey, Aragorn the King, and Frodo the Ring-Bearer are greatly revered, and rightly so. Yet Sauron's grasp stretched much further than the lands of Gondor and Rohan alone, and his forces might have done great evil in the north of Middle-earth, had a handful of heroes not stood in his path. Their stories, too, deserve to be told. Pay heed now to one such tale, which begins here in the town of Bree, just a few short days before Frodo arrived on his quest.
Aragorn.
Eredon, well met. And in company with Andriel of Rivendell and Farin of Erebor. An unlikely trio to find walking through the doors of the Prancing Pony. You were at Sarn Ford last I knew. Do you bear news from Halbarad?
Yes. Grim news.
I feared it would be so. Quickly, tell me what has happened, but keep your voices low. There are unfriendly ears, even here in Bree.
3 days passed. The guard at Sarn Ford was attacked by 9 Black Riders.
Stand fast, Rangers!
We were overwhelmed, and the enemy passed into the Shire.
This is worse than I imagined. I know these riders. It is from Mordor they come. Our folk could not hope to stand against the Nine together. Our bad were our losses?
Very bad. We tried to resist them, but they were surrounded by an aura of unnatural dread.
There is more you should know. After the rout, one of the Black Riders met with an ally, a man of great malice and power.
As our master commanded, I have stirred up the orcs of the mountains. Even now, I have a force gathering amid the ruins of Old Fornost.
Return at once and prepare your forces. We will have need of them soon.
My orcs will be ready. These lands have known peace for too long. They will soon feel the Dark Lord's wrath.
If this Agendaur has a force at Fornost, then our position grows all the more desperate.
But why all this force against the peaceful halflings? It can't be the enemy sees them as a threat.
I will say this much. There is a hobbit of the Shire who should be coming this way with a great burden. If it falls into the hands of the enemy, it will mean doom for us all. Now this hobbit is adrift on the road with enemies all around. I must find him before they do. And I need you to help me keep him safe.
You are my chieftain. I will gladly do whatever you command.
I'm a part of this now as well.
Then we three are of one mind. How can we aid you?
We must reduce the threat from the enemies gathered at Fornost. Travel there and do whatever you can to keep the enemy's eye turned towards you and away from the Shire.
Perhaps we will have help in this task. Eladan and Elrohir were in the north when last I heard. Any gathering of the enemy is certain to attract their attention.
Good. You could find no better allies than the sons of Elrond half-elven.
I hope we meet. But with or without help, the enemy will be kept busy. We'll make sure of that.
Okay, I hope you enjoyed. This is pretty nice. I'm always going to ask if you enjoyed because... not ask, hope that you enjoyed because... I don't know, I really hope that you have fun with the videos. But that's it. I'm going to talk on top of the dialogues because these guys are only secondary quests. They don't... And nothing here matters to the story. The secondary quests don't matter to the story, and you have the subtitles either way, so I'm not going to give a fuck about that. I'm just going to talk on top. So pretty much what you need to know about Lord of the Rings. Not exactly what you need to know. I'm going to talk about the class, but the classes. But I only want to say that I'm a big fan of Lord of the Rings, either books, movies, or even games. I played a lot of games of Lord of the Rings, and I gotta say, the most interesting part of the games. I know I gag a lot, but sorry guys.
I'd like to arrange for
the most important thing about the games of Lord of the Rings is that, especially on Battle for Middle-earth 2 and Lord of the Rings: The Third Age, that's a pretty old game. And this one too is that they take they don't focus on the Fellowship. They focus on the story of Middle-earth, the war. But they try to focus on other heroes. In Battle for Middle-earth, for instance, you're going to take how do I say? You're going to take commands of the dwarves and elves, and in this game you pretty much control these heroes that took important places in the war in the north. That it doesn't appear in the movies, but it's mentioned on the books. The heroes are not mentioned. I already heard Eredan and Andriel, but I don't really know if that's if they appear in the books. I don't know.
It's no trouble.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. I like the idea they're not focusing so much on the Fellowship and actually tell some stories that are not told. And for those who watched or read the book, but for the people who most people don't read the books, people who watched The Hobbit, the movie, the first part, when you actually see Radagast, the brown wizard, you are going to see him here, and this pretty much takes in the movie Lord of the Rings. You don't see the forest, what happens to that brown wizard, but in this game you pretty much know. Yeah, they're going to explain what happens, and that's pretty nice, because the stories all come together. If, being movies, book or game, it's pretty nice. But that's what I love about these games, these Lord of the Ring games. The graphics are excellent, in my opinion. My opinion. Really, fuck. As you see, I customized my character. I was going to talk about that, but I wanted to finish first. Let's just doing this riddle game. This pretty much, it's really easy. You just need to bet the most as you can for starters. If you're going to play this a second time, you don't need to do this shit.
It's simple.
But that's pretty much it. I was going to say, okay, the customize. When they say customize, this is not like customize like Skyrim. In Skyrim, when I first played, I passed like 2 hours trying to customize my own character. This one has a very limited amount of customizations that you can make on your character, and they are all face-like. Eye color, hair and beard, but I don't know. When they say customization, you have these limited amounts of customizations. It seems like a bit overrated, but that's only my opinion. I think they could do better, because that's what I said about the game being very limited. Although the fighting scenes, the fighting style, and the story, the cutscenes are really nice. They are real well done and really addictive. The game, I gotta say, it's really limited. I was hoping to have more levels actually. I'm going to talk about that later, because there's something I don't really get about the game, because people say there's going to be DLCs for this game for more levels, but I don't see that happening. So for those who want to play this and want some tricks, I'm going to give you some. What can I say? Okay, we can talk about the classes. I'm just going to talk on top of these characters, because this is pretty much secondary quests. You don't need to know the story. Okay, before actually saying the classes, I need to tell you this game has a little is a bit how do I say, similar to Mass Effect's dialogues. So pretty much the dialogues don't change the morality or the choices that you make on your dialogue. They don't really change the story. They pretty much, it just changes the way you say it, but they're not going to change the story. And one thing that, for those who are wondering, the dialogues are really similar to even if you choose different characters. Let me see if I explain this better. For example, I'm with Eridan right now, the ranger. If I choose, for example, Andriel, the elven, she's going to say exactly the same thing that Eridan says. The only thing that's going to change is the name, but otherwise they're going to say pretty much exactly what you said with other characters. So that doesn't change the story. You don't need to wonder about that. It's pretty straightforward. So that's just saying, guys. This game is made. Now I'm going to punch this guy right in the face, because the guy is really a pain in the ass. Let's make you. Yeah. But
have it your way for now. But I have friends. Powerful friends.
Alright, I have friends.
Sorry.
I have friends, Mom.
This whole town will be sorry.
Fucking hell, these guys are. Don't worry about that, because the guy is not going to give you a hard time. He's not going to appear anymore.
No, I don't.
That's what I say. It even if you don't even give a shit about what they're saying, it's not going to change the story. About the classes,
Well,
I think
I'm not
that's
really
what
sure.
I was going to say. About the classes, pretty much you have three classes, three characters, and Eridan is a more range type, so you pretty much... there are people who like, in my opinion, you should play a long range with him. A lot of people like to play dual sword right away, like upgrades dual sword abilities and that shit. Well, I don't really think that's necessary. If you upgrade your archery skills, you pretty much can deal a lot of damage to a large amount of enemies from a distance, because Eridan is really squishy, so he's going to die real fast. And if your teammates die, you pretty much, if you have evasion that's going to appear later, you pretty much can save them. So I'm going to show you that during the game.
It'll take more than a few cents.
Not saying that I'm an expert in the game, because this game is really easy to die. So, just saying. Andriel is more the elven, the elven or elf?
Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all.
I don't know.
At least
The girl is a supporting character, so pretty much what she does is give you barriers and heals you. But in team fights, in fights actually, she can deal a lot of damage. She has a lot of ground control abilities. And Farin, the dwarf, is a tank, obviously. His crossbow is absolutely phenomenal. Fucking, like, the crossbow, when you upgrade it, it seems like a machine gun, and it deals a lot of damage. But the interesting about the dwarf is, if you like to play like tank the enemies, you're going to you pretty much just need to use one ability, and all the enemies go right to you, and that's real nice. That's why I say Eridan should play long range, because you just let Farin to tank and then attack from distance. That's pretty much it. What I can say more. This game was made so that you will play with other players, so you can play with NPC, you can play with automatic characters, but my opinion is, if you can actually, it's real difficult to find two guys to form a team. This game doesn't have that much. It's the only downside. You need a lot of patience to actually find teammates. But if you find teammates, the game is like 10 times easier, and you can communicate with each other, like chat, voice chat, and that always is always helpful. And one thing that really helps by playing with other players is the secrets. Basically, in this game you have the achievements. That's pretty straightforward. This guy is really fucking weird. He's like a kindergarten kid. He needs to ask you to show the love, his love for the girl, and that's just a pain in the ass. But yeah, pretty much you have the achievements and you have the secrets. The secrets are always it counts two as achievements, but pretty much what they serve is for new weapons and that shit. And the secrets. There are secrets, how do I say it? There are secrets for each character. I need to explain this better. So if you play, like I'm going to play a solo, for example, I'm playing with Eridan. So Eridan is not only going to be able to find secrets from rangers, so you're going to see that later. And to find every single secret, you need to repeat the game. If you're going to play this solo, you need to repeat the same level 3 times. So pretty much you need to play with Eridan, Farin, and Andriel, because each one of them has a unique ability to find secrets. Now I'm just checking the sword, because I win a lot of money on that guy, and I'm probably going to buy first an archer. Not archer. A bow, let's say a bow, yeah. Okay. So, I forgot what I was saying. Let me see. It's just because when I'm reading this stuff, I kinda forget what I said. But so the secrets you pretty much have for secrets for each character. You need to repeat them. If you are playing with other friends, you pretty much pass the level once, and each one of them has a unique ability, so they're going to be able to give you the items. And that's something that I'm going to talk to you about, but probably not now. I need to show you how it works. I suppose I can say. So this is the abilities. People like to go upgrade right here, and I don't advise you that. You can upgrade it. I'm going to upgrade some things too, but I think the right. I'm just showing you the some of the abilities. I think the right choice is actually going up the archery skills. So the item thing is one of the things that's going to ruin the most of your game. Is people don't know this while playing, so they're going to make a lot of mistakes. That's the following. When you're playing with other players, you have an option when you win a certain item. You have an option to actually give that item. So pretty much you have certain items specially made for a character, so you can't use them. What you do, you can either sell them or you can give to the other character. And if you have other players, give them to. You can give them, but if you're playing with NPC, with automatic players, don't give the items.